guys, was your PSAT canceled? Or maybe you're worried your PSAT will be canceled, or maybe all your SATs were canceled and you're just here to see what's happening to all the PSAT people. Whatever your situation, in this video we're going to talk about the 2020 PSAT, how to figure out whether your test is canceled or not, and what the repercussions might be if your test does get canceled. My name is Brooke. I've been coaching the SAT and the ACT for over a decade and a half. I've scored perfectly on both the SAT and ACT as an adult, and I've coached students to perfect scores on both exams. You can check out all of my secrets to both of these tests at SupertutorTV.com. We've got a couple of courses there. I've also got a couple of books on the ACT math section, and you can plug in totally for free to our mailing list, SupertutorTV.com/subscribe. We will send you occasional reminders of the awesome videos we have and help guide you through the college admissions process. So be sure to sign up. I'm also on social, so check us out there. Let's get started with this video. So I know with COVID-19, there's been a lot of cancellations. I know a lot of you have seen locally, like every single SAT possible get canceled, and they keep just sticking new ones on the calendar, and you keep getting rescheduled, and you think, I'm going to study for it, and maybe this time I'll be able to take it. Thumbs up if that's you. And I know that in some regions like California, it seems like schools are never opening, and we don't know when the next test date of any sort is going to be. And obviously that could impact the PSAT. And there's kind of no way to know whether your PSAT has been canceled except to talk to your school. So the way PSATs are administered is they're administered on behalf of the school that you go to itself. So PSATs are according to your high school. That's who's administering it. If you have any questions, you should be contacting your administration, your guidance office, your school counselor, whatever person at your school is responsible for these kind of testing decisions. That's the person that you should be getting in touch with. So that's the first thing, and it's going to be probably on a school-by-school basis, though in some areas you might not be able to have a PSAT because of local ordinances or state rules that invoke social distancing that would prohibit that many people assembling on a single school campus at once or something like that. In any case, your school is going to be the #1 source of information. Now, if you don't already know, the PSAT is really an optional test. It's a practice SAT. And for 99% of students or 98% of students, it really doesn't matter at all, because unless you qualify for a national merit scholarship, it's really just for practice. No colleges are ever going to see it, and that's that. It's essentially identical to the SAT, but a little bit shorter, and the math items tend to be slightly easier by maybe a question or two, and there's no essay. Otherwise, it's the same deal. Same kind of test, same format, all of that stuff. And the scoring range is also adjusted a little bit. It's out of 1520 instead of 1600, with the idea that over time, your score is going to improve over time. So yeah, so the first thing is don't worry too much about it unless you think you would have scored in the top 2%. Usually the PSAT occurs on a few different dates in October. For this year, the primary test date is Wednesday, October 14th. The Saturday test date is the Saturday after that, which is October 17th. And the alternate test date is Thursday, October 29th. It used to be October 28th, which is a Wednesday, but the College Board moved it to a Thursday because a lot of online Zoom schools don't meet on Wednesdays or something like that. Or because of COVID-19, some schools have these alternating schedules because of COVID, where some students come on Wednesdays and other students come on Thursdays. And so because of block scheduling and all this stuff, the College Board has decided to give it on a Wednesday and a Thursday for the school day test dates. Those are the dates that you can take it basically now. There are increased flexibility parameters that every school has now with the PSAT, meaning they can test you at different times of the day, and they have more flexibility in terms of when exactly they have to give the test. And that's to allow for staggering with coronavirus and for all those kinds of considerations, which is all great and cool. But if your school is closed right now and it continues to be closed into October, what's going to happen, right? What happens if your PSAT is canceled? Well, the first good news is that the College Board has actually already released a new test date for the PSAT, which is Tuesday, January 26, 2021. Now, I'm hopeful that you guys will be able to take that test, but I'm not holding my breath. We don't know when we're going to get a vaccine or all this is going to end. And I know some of these school districts are lockdown central and really serious about it. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen. But that's the plan for now. It's just sort of being procrastinated. And I would guess that the College Board is going to do whatever they can to try to be fair to students that were unable to take the PSAT for reasons outside of their control. Now, if you're worried about this because you are thinking that you would have qualified for a National Merit Scholarship or some other national merit program like the Commended Student Certificate or something like that, and you want bragging rights on your college application, or more importantly, you want scholarship money, in order to qualify for national merit in the past, I can tell you what has happened. And that is that in cases where, for some reason, if a school was unable to administer a PSAT, students were permitted to use a particular SAT test date as a replacement of the PSAT to qualify for the national merit competition. I cannot speak for the College Board. I'm not saying that they're going to do that, but I know in the past, for example, there was a year that the Chicago Public Schools couldn't give the PSAT, and they allowed a in-school test date of the SAT to replace the PSAT for national merit qualifications. So that kind of exception has been done before. We don't know what's going to happen, but I would assume that the College Board is going to try to do something to figure it out for you guys. Now, some of you might be like, what's the National Merit Scholarship Competition? Well, the top 1% of students on the PSAT within their respective states qualify for something called the National Merit Scholarship Competition. You can have semifinalist status if you score in the top 1% using something called a selection index. The selection index is calculated by doubling your reading and writing score and taking your math score raw. And then you sort of add those subscores together and come up with this selection index, which to qualify for national merit usually ranges somewhere in the 200 and like teens to into the low 220s. The other thing that's kind of cool is usually the national merit stuff doesn't come out until your senior year officially. The semifinalist status comes out earlier, but the finalist status doesn't come out until later. And so there is a possibility that the national merit scholarship people are going to see what's happening and understand and go, oh yeah, you're from this little region in California that's been totally shut down because of both wildfires and coronavirus. And so we're going to cut you some slack and give you an alternative way to qualify. I would totally foresee that being a possibility. And we're just going to have to wait and kind of see what the situation is. So don't despair if your PSAT gets canceled and you're like, darn it, I was going to be a National Merit Scholar, but now I can't be. Because hopefully over time, you'll get another opportunity of some sort. In any case, I hope you guys found this video helpful. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. And we'll keep you in the know of any other news on the PSAT, the SAT, college admissions, and all that good stuff. Go check us out at SupertutorTV.com, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.